Come on now. Y'all already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive. And we also got my man from TikTok himself. Of course, y'all didn't see my man before. He came on with us before with the Night of Champions review. My man Josh. How you doing, man?
What's going on, fellas? Eric, Mr. Exclusive. What's going on? How y'all doing?
We in here, baby. We're feeling pretty
Hey,
good, man. Glad to have you on, brother.
yeah,
Appreciate y'all
man.
having me. Thank you.
Hey, pleasure's all ours, man. Hey, look, I ain't even gonna lie. This week was actually a pretty good week for wrestling
It
as a
was.
whole for WWE wise. So let's go ahead and kick it off talking about those 2 hours and 30 minutes of fire. Monday Night Raw, baby. Wow, man. They really talked about this week. They talked about Raw a lot. Mainly, they're trying to make SummerSlam almost like the summer version of WrestleMania. They say, this is the Raw after SummerSlam. This is the Raw after SummerSlam. This is big. A lot of big things happen after the Raw and SummerSlam. Man, come on. Stop playing. you know, I ain't gonna lie. This felt a little special though. They was in Brooklyn. I thought, hey, come on, crowd got to go crazy. I ain't gonna lie. It might have been a little more special if y'all was on Long Island, because you know how that crowd goes crazy. Not to say that that's probably one of the best crowds you're gonna get from New York, but I'm just saying, just something that I know personally out of experience. But they kicked off the show, of course, with the vision, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie, Seth Rollins, man, was coming out there looking clean. Came out there with the belt. Okay, you see the tribal thief with the Shula followers on him. Okay, you see
Damn
the
right.
Oracle. You see the missile man himself. The he called himself the big dog now, Braun Breaker. You see them out here, man. They're going crazy. I loved everything about how everything this came about. Seth said, he always had a plan. He's always got a plan B. He also said how he said he was going to do whatever he had to do to make sure CM Punk will never be the champion or will never succeed in the WWE. And he made sure of that. And honestly, what I thought was pretty interesting, who comes out next? That man. Yeah.
Ah,
LA Knight, man. LA Knight came out, man, and he honestly said that, it was one thing that he took a BFT, okay, but it was another thing that, that he's not gonna keep waiting in the line. He's not gonna keep waiting his turn. So honestly, he says he wants a match, title match. Adam Pearce comes out. You know how Adam Pearce says, you know how he is. He comes out, makes the match official.
Sure.
He is. And that was our main event for Monday Night Raw. But then we flash forward to, hey, this bang. I ain't even gonna lie, man. What's it about the fifth match we done seen from these men?
give it to.
Best of five, best of seven. We gonna get something out of this. But this ended in a count out, and honestly, the chaos that continued throughout the show because of these men was just insane. Because then we flash forward to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, just kind of talking, walking, getting ready to come out. And all of a sudden, here comes Rusev and Sheamus just constantly, continuously brawling backstage. This just kind of went insane. But then we flash forward to this banger of a match with that man, Penta and Grayson Waller, man. And honestly, with the New Day, I ain't gonna lie, man. That hat Xavier Woods had, man, was just insane. Honestly, it reminded me of Scary Movie 3. But yeah, man, look, Penta came out there, put the hat on, had to hit the Penta walk. It's Penta, what's he doing? Always doing his own thing. But, comes out, gets the dub, takes the hat. He actually tossed it like a frisbee, like he was Kung Lao off of Mortal Kombat. I thought that was pretty crazy.
That's the first person I thought about, too.
Same.
I said, man, this is crazy.
That and Super Taker. Like, who is this?
Man, this was crazy, man. But he came out, did his thing. Penta looking good. Man, get this man a title or something. Let's do something for Penta. Then we flash forward to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Honestly, this was still a shock to me. I still can't believe these women won the titles. But honestly, they're coming out. They're kind of talking and starting their own promo together. I thought it was pretty crazy, even with Shawn and Alexa. It actually started kind of gaining a bit of chemistry. Oh, but then, of course, the Judgment Day comes out right after that. Raquel, Roxanne Perez, they come out. They said they want their rematch and that they're entitled to it. And by God, of course, we know they are. They should be. Well, of course, good old Adam Pearce comes out, makes the match official. And then we flash forward to the match that was going on, man. And honestly, this was a banger as well. Alexa Bliss getting that finish on Roxanne Perez and getting the dub. And honestly, this was good. I wasn't mad about this, man. This was really good. But of course, a couple more things going on with the Judgment Day because then we flash forward. Man, hold on. This was crazy here. Honestly, with Io Sky, talking with Asuka and Kairi saying the Kabuki Warriors for a little minute. One crazy thing that I noticed, and that's kind of been getting talked about, is Asuka always saying to Kairi, saying, "Oh, go talk to your friend Rhea Ripley." I'm like, what is that about? What is that about? But then, of course, Rhea Ripley comes around and honestly, Io, hey, man, look, she got this confidence on her, man. She's got this aura telling Rhea, look, you're still never going to beat me. And that's just always going to be the matter of the fact. I mean, this is crazy here, man. This was good stuff here. Then we flash forward to this, man. Look, obviously, Sami Zayn, okay? Sami Zayn, talking about his situation with Karrion Kross. I'm still wondering what's going on with my man Cross, man. What's going on?
We find out today.
Yeah.
We find out today. Today's the day.
Yeah, man. We will find out.
We find out today.
Well, but anyway, Sami Zayn is out here talking to good old Jackie Redmond and, just talking about what he's doing next, what his next steps are going to be going forward, trying to go for the title. That's his main thought. Whatever, Sammy. But, of course, here comes Sheamus and Rusev yet again, knocking into Sami Zayn. Of course, Rusev done punched Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's out here just wondering what's that for, getting all upset. They're trying to hold Sami back. I mean, this was crazy. Sami's just, I don't know, man. Just a lost puppy. Then we flash forward. I don't know with Sami, bro. It's I know what I said about him getting that Royal Rumble, but this is Jesus Christ. Then we flash forward to good old Bailey and Lyra, man. Look, honestly, Bailey's sitting there trying to find Lyra. Lyra finds Bailey. She tells, Bailey's trying to apologize. Lyra ain't trying to hear none of that, man. Look, Lyra's not trying to hear none of that. Lyra said, look, just stay out of my life. I don't want nothing to do with you. I can never compete for this title as long as Becky's got this. And it's your fault. Walks off. But honestly, hey, look, Bailey, at this point, go for the title. Because if Lyra can't get it, that doesn't mean you can't. So do what you got to do. Okay. Then we flash forward to this chaos. I mean, this was insane. You get one, you get two, you get three. Okay. It's Dragon Lee and Dirty Dom. And all of a sudden, El Grande Americano comes out. Then another El Grande Americano comes out. And then, of course, another El Grande Americano comes out.
Oh, my God.
They're everywhere, baby. They're cloning.
This is crazy. There are 3 El Grande Americanos out here. Of course, Dirty Dom getting the dirty pin on Dragon Lee. Of course, got his hands on her. Didn't really need it at that point because you had the 3 El Grande Americanos. I mean, what else do you need when you got 3 of them? But this was crazy, man. This was complete chaos. Love what they did. Oh, now we can flash forward to something. Of course, AJ Styles coming out trying to beat the hell out of Dirty Dom. But you know how that is, okay? You know how that is. But we got to get to this. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the night right here. And honestly, man, Becky Lynch came out talking about, she wants to still be a fighting champion, but she can't do it this week because, of course, she's still trying to recover. Nikki Bella comes out. I didn't care until they started talking. And this is when it turns up. Okay? Because Nikki tried to say that Becky was a disappointment. She tried to say all the stuff about Becky. Called Becky a liar, just like Seth. Becky said, don't talk about my hot... Man, don't talk about the man, okay?
Don't talk about the man's man. Don't talk about the man's man.
That set off a nerve right there. And she said, because we're the best, we're the power couple of WWE. We're the best couple of WWE. Wait, wasn't that supposed to be you? Oh wait, you can't see him no more. Man,
Amazing.
look, this was a double entendre. Okay, this was Kendrick status type of a bar right here.
It's legend.
Okay, you want to break down the layers? Why can't she see him? Yeah, she talking about John, but she's talking about Nikki Bella's ex-husband right now. And the double entendre was crazy.
Brilliant.
Man, come on. Becky, you killed this. And honestly, got a sneak attack on Nikki. Nikki tried to say, let me get an intercontinental title opportunity. Honestly, Nikki, we don't want to see it. But at this point, if Becky's going to keep ripping you on the mic like this, let's keep it going.
It's got to happen now.
Man, come on. Then we flash forward to Becky even backstage. Okay, Natalya trying to walk up to him. Come on, Natalya, stop with this foolishness. What are you doing? Okay. Then she tries to say, I want to match with you. I'm tired of you being a bully. You've changed. Come on, Natalya. What are you talking about here?
Oof.
And then Becky even says, all right, bet. We can have a match next week. Natalya says, okay, cool, bet. No, not you, but her. Maxine Dupree. I'm with it. This is going to be good. This is going to be entertaining. I know this is.
Good luck, Maxine. I mean,
this is going to be good. I can't wait to see this. Honestly, I'm excited to see what the man has left to do. Then we flash forward to the main event. And honestly, Seth versus LA Knight. Seth was honestly, doing what he had to do up against LA Knight. I don't know what's going on with he doing my man LA Knight, man. This is not pleasing me. Pause. This is really almost pissing me off. Doing my man LA Knight, man. It's insane. To the point where Seth is just out here mauling LA Knight, trying to hit a curve stop outside the taking off any of the protective just any of the layering that's on the ground, tries to do a curve stomp to LA Knight. CM Punk comes out. Now it's ending in the DQ. Okay. Now CM Punk, Seth Rollins started fighting. Okay, cool. But now that doesn't last for long. Why? I'll tell you why. Because, of course, the Vision does what they always do. And they get the job done. And they beat the hell out of CM Punk, beat the hell out of LA Knight. But you ain't going to do nothing when it comes across the OTC. Roman Reigns comes out, okay? Comes out, and he literally starts to beat the hell out of Bronson, starts to beat the hell out of Braun. Seth escapes. But does that last long? No, it don't. Because Bronson Reed starts to beat the hell out of Roman. Braun Breaker, they start to try to beat the hell out of Roman, starts to get the upper hand. Oh, he's distracted? Cool. Here comes Seth with a curb stomp. And now, Bronson Tsunami Reed literally hits Roman Reigns with 3 tsunamis. And honestly, the Shula Fala at it again. Being the tribal thief.
Fresh.
Okay.
It's crazy work.
This is crazy. And this is the finish right here.
Took this man's shoes again. It's out of control.
My tribal thief.
Man, this was interesting. This was a good Raw. I'm not gonna lie. Bit chaotic. Honestly, I really think this week was just, the week that had people just fighting chaotically backstage. Rusev and Sheamus. And of course, we're going to talk about NXT, but with Lash and Nia Jax beating the hell out of each other back. I'm like, what is this? What's this chaos that is going on this week? Can't nobody get control of the locker room no more? We just letting everybody just do whatever they want. That's cool. That's fine. Let's do that. Honestly, hey, look, Seth, you're killing it, man. You're killing it. Look, we told y'all before this was going to happen. We told y'all about Seth with the Money in the Bank. Now he's got the title. Now look who's back in the picture. CM Punk, Roman Reigns. What are we going to see at WrestleMania?
Triple threat part 2.
Triple threat. Come on. It's not going to be Seth holding that chair. It's going to be Seth holding the title. Look, man, look, they painting this picture. I'm all for it. I'm all with it. Look, y'all can run this back again. This wasn't a bad triple threat. Y'all told stories. The layers are there. Now I wonder, for LA Knight, will he be maybe the forthcoming factor to play into. Now, I know this is very early to be talking about this, but there's a possibility LA Knight could be a big deciding factor, maybe be the fourth person to join that storyline. He's kind of getting thrown into the mix too many times, and he's either having these shortcomings, just like at Saturday night's main event, Seth's injury, and then he has to finish off the match. They couldn't even finish that, and then you lose. You don't even win nor lose on Raw. It's a DQ. So you're just kind of doing whatever. What's going on with you, Zay? Good to see you. Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying, man. It really was. But yeah, man. I mean, honestly, this wasn't a bad Raw. And honestly, another thing I got to talk about. One last thing, man. The man, Becky Lynch. It'd be criminal if I ain't talk about the man. Honestly, look, Becky, you are killing it with this. Look, when you first came back, I questioned it. When you got the title, I started to believe. And honestly, at this point, you got me reeled back in. I'm loving this new version of the man. Honestly, put her in the vision. I'm all for it. And we all know about Becky and her hot husband. Yeah, go ahead. Just do it. I'm with it. Just do it, man. And last thing, too, Tribal Thief. Hey, get your Shula followers, man. You got about 2 of them. Let's see how many more you're going to keep collecting at this point. I'm curious to see how many more shoes. Because if you ain't going to just keep taking Romans, take everybody else's. Let that be your staple. I like that. Yeah. And then just have a whole wall of collection of shoes. This will be all right. Josh, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Oh man, it was definitely one of the better roles of the year. I was thoroughly enjoying everything. Where do I start though? Because there's so many places. I'll start from the beginning. Division, shit. I'm gonna start with Bronson Reed, in all honesty, because he was the guy that it was looking like was going to be the third man left out, like just the awkward stepchild, right? That's what the vibes for me at least was giving off at the beginning. Obviously, everybody loves Seth and his song. Everybody loves Braun. And Bronson was like the only guy that was just there until he took those one pair of J's. And when he took those one pair of J's, that changed everything for me on him. He got an identity now. He has a vision of now taking people's Romans, first of all, sneakers. And it's like you said, Eric, I want to start seeing a wall of sneakers. I want to start seeing vignettes of each pair of sneakers he's taking. I want to see all of that and have a little, have a little story behind each sneaker that he's stolen. I want to hear a little story and just give him a little personality, you know, because I'm thoroughly enjoying what Bronson is doing. Like, he's doing the same thing, but just taking sneakers. And the New Yorker in me is like, it's one of two ways. It's like, bro, don't take his sneakers. He's already down. Leave him alone. But the second part of me is like, throw them joints on the telephone wire. Do it. Throw them joints on the telephone wire. Roman don't deserve nice things after those 4 years. He don't deserve nice things. Take all his J's. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Like, it's so entertaining. Like, just it's not even that big of a deal, but it's like so entertaining for me because I've listen. Growing up in New York, you see things and you see people's sneakers getting stolen. So to see it now being like this, it's just so funny to me, man. As for Nikki Bella, though, when Nikki was coming out, I'm watching with my cousin, and I'm like, because he's also just getting back into WWE, and he doesn't know about the man. He's just getting this little glimpse of Becky. So I'm like, bro, Becky as a face was reckless with the mouth. Nikki, with her past few years, she's asking to be set up for failure right now. And granted, I was never the biggest Nikki Bella fan, and I have given her credit for like improving when she was full-time back then, like little by little, but still it was like Nikki's just Nikki. Nikki actually improved a lot since she's being away, but not to the extent of what Becky said. Like, you can't see me. The double, like you said, Eric, the double entendre on that was just crazy.
Crazy.
It was like, okay, I didn't realize her and Kendrick Lamar were best friends or something like that. Because
Come on.
my goodness, like, okay, Becky, like, and just call me crazy. I like this version of the man this version of Becky way more than the man. Like, the man, it was fantastic, great, nothing bad, no wrong about it. But this right now is just like, she has the freedom to really go off on faces right now, and she's gonna take shots and just, how can I say it? Just dig at you. And it's like you said, the Vision already has a fourth person. We've been talking about Ethan Page potentially, or Tony D potentially. We got a man already, like, and it's Becky. And I think it would be different than a lot of groups from the past few years outside of Judgment Day, because they had Rhea Ripley, and I got the girls now. But I like when groups add girls to a predominantly male faction. It just gives an extra layer. Like, they could do things like, oh, I'm gonna stand, for example, Rhea Ripley. You're not hitting my dom. I could imagine Becky, and Becky could step to a Roman Reigns. I could see Becky step into a CM. I could only imagine a promo between CM Punk and Becky Lynch right now. Oh my goodness. Hey, hot husband, don't worry about this guy anymore. He can't touch you, and he definitely can't touch me. And I could just imagine, I could see, because remember, not too long ago, Becky took an End of Days a few years ago. Who's to say Survivor Series comes along, War Games comes along, or one of these triple threat Fatal 4-Ways comes along, and Becky, I could see her taking the GTS, and people will just adore CM Punk for that. Like, CM Punk is also at the stage of his career where I feel like he could do no wrong to the fans. And I'm probably sticking too much time on the Vision and Becky, but those are my favorite parts right now overall, because one, Seth is just, doesn't matter where you put him in, doesn't matter what he does, he's gonna make it work. Same thing with Becky, she's gonna make it work. Because I was on your side, Eric. Becky came back. I'm like, all right, Becky's back. I have no problem with Becky, but get me excited. Get me excited for a Becky return. What can you do? And I don't believe in the Becky Hogan thing. I really, really, really don't. But I do believe that Becky can elevate championships, and she's done that. She's 100% elevated the IC title. And I'm going to segue into Lyra real quick. I'm sorry if I'm taking up too much time, but I'm going to segue to Lyra real quick. Lyra got to turn heel. She got to turn heel, and I think she has to go to SmackDown. SmackDown is lacking a heel top woman right now, and Lyra has all the justification right now to have a legitimate good heel run. Bayley, my number one girl, really messed up at SummerSlam. She really had no business interfering in that match. It was a no DQ street fight type of match for a reason. If it was a regular one-on-one, Bayley, you got it. But you had no business being in that match, and you really did screw Lyra. Now, maybe Bayley is playing the heel right now, and maybe Bayley is playing selfish, and she's like, so maybe I did that because I don't want you to keep getting in my business. And I'm like, you know what, Bayley? Even if you didn't say it, I'm gonna say that for you, because it's a whole fact. Like, Lyra is fantastic. And listen, Becky has not only elevated the IC title, she elevated Lyra as well. Because Lyra, as the IC champ, at the very beginning at least, was just like, all right, Lyra, do something to impress me. And I'm never gonna discredit her in-ring ability. Like top, she's one of the tops, you know? But I want to see her go to SmackDown, turn heel. She has every right to. Maybe even start the heel turn on Bayley, have that 1 month, one-off match maybe at Clash of Paris. And then after that, I want to see Tiffy versus Lyra, because now roles are reversed from NXT. Tiffy's the face, and Lyra could be the heel. And I like to see those dynamics, because that's what, at least in my opinion, helped back in the days Roman and Brock, that they reversed with the Tribal Chief being the heel and Brock being Cowboy Brock. Like, so I was okay with that. So I would be okay with the roles being reversed here, because Lyra has all the justification right now, every single bit of it. Like, so I'm cool with that, and I let y'all have it. You know, I can keep going. I'm telling you, I can keep going. So I let y'all take over.
You good.
Well, look, it was a really good Monday Night Raw. Look, and I'll start with Becky and Nikki. Look, you know how I feel about Becky. There's something about I cannot explain it, and I think what did it for me a while back was like when she was Becky 2 belts. I felt like they put her on the mic too much, and those
that was
promos,
like during the time when they had Enzo on there too.
Oh my God, those promos were just
tough times.
They were killing me, and I think it did me in for a while. I was like, good God, can they just not put her on the microphone? And I think that's what did it for me. Because I was like, it wasn't a Becky hater in the beginning. I'm not really a hater now. I love her in-ring ability. I'll never take that away from her. But I always used to get worried when she get on the mic, especially after that time frame. But and Eric, you know me, if I have a feeling about somebody and they grow, Javon Evans could be one of those, for example, and they grow, they can grow on me. I'm still not there with Becky yet. But I have been truly, truly, truly impressed with her work on the mic. And what she did this week was top notch. And when I sat there and said, oh, you just did that. And I saw somebody online said that she could have used, it was another line that she could have used. You can look, but you can't touch. So if she had decided to go that route, it would have still worked. I said, yeah, I saw that. But no, I overall I thought
you can't see me, boy. That
can't see me though. It was beautifully done. It was so good that even Nikki was like, "Oh shoot!" Like even Nikki had to take a spin around the ring and was like, "Oh dang, did that just really happen?"
She looked back like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
How do you come back from that? And so that I can respect the work that Becky has done over the last couple of months. I was not thrilled at WrestleMania when she came back, but we also knew that she could help elevate Lyra. So what you're saying, Josh, is 100% true, because that Lyra title reign was like, we were screaming, please, like do whatever you take to take this title from her. Now that they've taken the title from her, her character has gotten nothing but better, and they've actually used her the way they probably should have found a way to use her in the beginning. So I'm still not a huge fan of her all the way. I like in-ring ability, love it. But it's one of those things that like she's growing. And I think just her and the Bayley rivalry could also continue to help her take that next step. I love the fact that WWE are using these 2 horsewomen to help elevate probably somebody in their eyes is going to be the next big thing for them in the future. There was in the beginning when Lyra was coming out, you wasn't getting a lot of whoo. Now, now when you hear her come out, the fans are whoo. You're hearing a lot of whoo in there. So yeah, so she's starting to grow on the fans, but that's because of the work of Lyra. I mean, that's because of the work of Becky, and also the work that Bayley is putting in to help elevate this young lady. So I'm loving that, and I was worried about her and Roxanne coming out, but now we're seeing Roxanne getting that elevation as well. Being in the Judgment Day with Finn helping her get that push. Now Raquel helping her get that love, and then now she's facing, having these big matches for the tag team titles against Alexa Bliss and against Charlotte. Those are all good things for Roxanne, another person who in the next couple of years is going to be on that skyrocketing thing. So you may not like a lot of what Triple H does from time to time. There's some times you can be like, Trip, what are you doing? But I will say this, he does when he wants to. He knows how to help elevate that NXT talent to the next level. Don't know why he's not doing it with Carmelo Hayes, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I love what I see there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I love what I see there. Then of course the Vision. The Vision. Oh my God.
They ought to be paying you.
I'm just saying, man. Like, and what did I say? Because when we first dropped it, I was like, this. I don't know if this is what it should be, but it should be the Vision.
The Vision.
And then as soon as I heard them say we're the Vision, I said, oh, God dang, I think I was the one that. But you know what? Say less. But I feel everything what they're doing right now. I think they're kind of, Braun, I'm still a little worried about because he did walk out with that injury and he was limping a little bit. He seemed, even this week, still seemed a little ginger, and they're trying to protect him at this point. So, keep that doing that. But what they've been able to do is just pure magic. I was a little skeptical at first. I agree with Josh. The way, Bronson needed that second identity. We knew that he's a killer. He can go out and tsunami to mess out of people. but the shoe
The Shula Fala,
the Shula Fala is crazy work. But
Yo.
I love the fact that gives him another identity. And I know a lot of people in the beginning will say, evolution vibes, and it does in certain aspects have evolution vibes. They still need another person, but I like what they have done so far. So when they do decide to go another person, if it is Becky or if they decide to go younger, I cannot wait to see what that next level looks like, because they have really done a good job so far of growing this group. The rest of Raw there was some really good moments. Overall, I will say, I know we talked a little bit about it, or I mentioned it in there. Today's a big day because we don't know. Today's the day supposedly that Karrion Kross's contract is supposedly up. So I'm waiting patiently on Twitter to see if he says I'm no longer with WWE. That's something I would not be thrilled about if that is the case. He obviously wasn't on Raw this week, and I was kind of hoping to see if they would kind of go with that, but we'll know hopefully by tomorrow what the deal is. And I still think there's a big opportunity there with him. I just needed to get that part in. But Raw, amazing. Great job overall. And shout out to 3 Grande Americanos. And maybe a Vente in there too, because Kai's kind of tall. So Vente, whatever.
Wait, what Kaiser got to do with this?
I mean, he looked like him.
I don't know.
You know what? I'm actually glad that all this El Grande stuff has taken the heat off of Chad Gable.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was even involved in that in the first place, but
It's because of Michael Cole, bro.
That guy Michael Cole got
shame.
Shame
on Michael Cole for out here perpetrating. There's obviously a family, a faction of Grande Americanos. Now all we need, ladies and gentlemen, War Games. The Grande Americano versus every single luchador that they have in there. Penta, put Penta in there, put Ray Phoenix in there, put Dragon Lee. It's just an all-mass extravaganza.
Just for fun.
Put Mr. Iguana in there and the Psycho Clown. We're gonna have an all-mass extravaganza, baby, at War Games. Ric Flair, I see you there.
I'll take it.
Ric Flair, I see you there.
Oh man. But we talked about some of the great things that happened with Monday Night Raw. Now it's time to talk about that man Sean cooking it up with NXT, baby. Hey man, look, NXT. Great show, Sean. You cooked up. I was happy. I think there was a lot of great things that happened with this show. And honestly, gotta kick it off and start it off with my girl Lonnie, man. Look, Lonnie, going up against Blake Monroe, actually surprisingly winning via countout though. But Jordan Grace, during the beginning part of the match, they showed a pair of some shoes, kind of just walking. And the first thing I said, well, it's got to be Jordan Grace. I don't know. It kind of gave it to me. I said, man, this is Jordan. I said, because there's no other reason. Who else would just randomly just walking in? They're just showing shoes. And it was her. Coming in trying to chase Blake Monroe. Somehow, which is crazy, Blake Monroe runs out and goes into the same car that Jordan Grace came out of. So
crazy
that was
work.
interesting to me. I was like, I guess y'all just got the same Uber. But it's all good. Hey, my girl Lonnie, man, look, showing off, doing what she normally does. Great match overall. But then we flash forward to good old Hank and Tank going up against Chase U. Now, this was actually a good match. Great start. The crowd was into it. Love what they did. Hank and Tank. Honestly, it's kind of crazy. I feel like with their title reign right now, it's not doing much for me anymore. And I feel like just a little bit, man, I got to see Hank and Tank go up against, just some other tag teams. They ain't got nobody seriously to go up against right now. So we'll see what happens with those guys. Maybe go up against the Culling again. See what happens.
The Culling.
But even after that match, good old Dark State come out and they attack Hank and Tank, chase you, beat the hell out of all of them. Dark State was kind of feeling themselves this night. And honestly, I'm going to tell you what happens after that because I couldn't wait to tell you. But then after that, we flash forward to Miles Bourne, beating Lexis King. Man, look, Lexis King still coming out there calling Miles Bourne a phony. a big fat phony. Good old Family Guy reference. Honestly, man, look, Lexus King, man, he ain't looking good. Okay, well, Miles Bourne, hey, that young Randy right there, man, and he's got it. He's got it. The execution, how he does stuff. I said, man, this is Randy Orton if I've seen anybody else.
Mm.
But then we flash forward to this match, man. Look, Nia Jax coming back to NXT and beating Thea Hale. Now, this was actually an interesting match. Thea Hale being just a firecracker that she is. Honestly, good match overall, but crazy thing is after that, Lash Legend comes out. Okay, tried to say a little promo. Couldn't even get her words out. Okay, she was just ready to throw hands. Okay, threw the mic down, come in, and honestly, Lash and Nia Jax start brawling to the point where they was brawling throughout the whole backstage. And we'll get to a little bit further after what happened with them after that. But then we flash forward to this greatness right here. Look, okay, Oba Femi, the ruler, comes out, all right, talking about, all the stuff that's been going on, all the stuff that was going on with Trick, with the young OG. And of course, Trick comes out, says that he's the real competitor, that he's the one that should be going up against him. So they put both of their titles up on the line. Trick is saying that he's the one that's carrying both brands. Trick and A, two-brand Trick, Hollywood Trick, first-class Trick. He's saying all of this, how he's not the same man that he faced before. And then, of course, the young OG comes out, okay, getting bouncy on the mic, telling Trick, man, look, this was good, man. Okay, telling Trick that the real big dog is Oba Femi, and that's who he wants to face. And then, all of a sudden, the man Moose comes out, man. Moose comes out. Moose is out there, and he's telling Trick it don't matter what he's talking about because on Thursday, he will take back that title, and the one man that will whoop that Trick would be the one name they call Moose. I said, man, this was good. Okay, but then Dark State, okay, come back again. Honestly, get their asses handed to them. This was crazy. Okay, you can do that on Chase U and Hang It Tank, but you ain't gonna do that to the ruler. You ain't gonna do that to Hollywood Trick. You ain't gonna do that to the young OG. You ain't gonna do that to Moose. Now, it wasn't happening. Hey, look, you want to talk about a dog walk? These men dog walked them, threw them out to the point. Dark State was looking pissed off that they got dog walked so easily in the dark, by the way. That reminded me of Bane and Batman off of The Dark Knight Rises. These men were born in the dark. Y'all just adapted to it. Man, look, layers, okay? Then we flash forward to this greatness here, man. This was good, okay? Ren Sinclair trying to encourage Charlie Dempsey. Honestly, this was hilarious. And then she literally says, say his name, he appears. And this man, Joe Hendry, just pops up out of the refrigerator, giving this man, Charlie, pretty much a Joe Hendry starter kit. You see Ren, she got the whole shirt and the pants on.
Hey, man.
Man, Ren was great in this. I love what she was doing on there, talking about it's like looking in the mirror. I said, man, y'all are killing me with this one. This was good. But Charlie actually, he declined the starter kit. But he's going to be facing Joe Hendry next week, so we'll see how that happens.
Come on, Charlie, join in, baby. Believe,
come on,
baby.
Stop playing. You got to believe.
Believe. That's it.
Then we flash forward to this interesting situation. Now, look, Stacks and Inamura, okay? Stacks is out there, kind of losing Inamura in a way. But then randomly, Ariana Grace comes out. Now, if y'all don't know, Ariana Grace and Stacks, they've been a couple. They've been together. I thought this was interesting coming from Ariana Grace. I said, oh, okay. Came out with the leather suit. Now you out here looking a little bit, kind of gave a little bit of Stephanie McMahon vibes. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, I mean, honestly, she interrupts, kind of does that whole thing. Josh Briggs, Big Boots Inamura, and then Stacks gets the dub. Is this possibly the new family for Stacks? Maybe Josh Briggs and Ariana Grace. And obviously, Ariana Grace been having eyes for Stacks last couple of weeks, but maybe. Who knows? Maybe this might be a new stable. I wouldn't be mad about it. But then we flash forward to this main event, man. Look, this was crazy. Okay. Now, if y'all don't even peek what's going on in the background over here, you see Tatum Paxley. Tatum Paxley and Sol Ruka, man. This is a great match. Okay. At one point, I don't know what's the whole deal with Tatum Paxley and the dolls. I'm trying to figure out, is it a power? Is it a connection? Is there something when you touch these dolls? What does it give you? Because honestly, Sean Spears tried to give the doll to Tatum Paxley. And then at one point, Izzy Dane kind of left the doll there. And then Izzy kind of got distracted and started looking and loving on the doll. But then you see Lash and Nia Jax, chaos, okay? Chaos, throwing hands to the point Lash out here punching security guards, knocking them out. Zarya gets in the way. Of course, Zarya's always in the way. Always. So you got to just do what you got to do. So Lash knocks, man, it was insane. Okay? Lash puts Nia Jax through the barricade. It was insane. Sol Ruka right after that hits the Soul Snatcher.
Nighttime.
On Sol Ruka. And this is the finish right here. Man.
NXT doing its thing.
Always.
It's a good smoothie. No, man, look, yeah. NXT was good, man. I ain't gonna lie. They delivered with this one. Sean, as always, man, it wouldn't be you. You didn't cook up, you know? Yeah, no. I don't know. What are you talking about, Patrick? Absolutely not, sir. We're not gonna drop the title to Dark State.
Bye, Hank and Tank. It's time. Dark State about to take over.
They trying to. They honestly, maybe I'm not opposed to that. I don't know. I don't know.
They could do the free bird rule and just anybody defend it.
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad.
I mean, Dark State has been trying to make an impression over the last couple of months. I mean, it could work. It could work.
It could.
Potential. It's potential.
It's potential.
It could.
Possibility.
But yeah, look, I ain't gonna lie. This was good though. Lash was looking really good this week. I ain't gonna lie though. It was kind of funny when she came out though. She was trying to say something to Nia, like, you call your sister irresistible force? Well, my force, what am I? And then just.
And I knew what she was trying to say. She just couldn't get it out.
I said, Lash, don't even worry about it. Just keep doing what you got to do, girl. That's the big Lash, man. I ain't even mad at it. Hey, man, look, we love the Cullen. We love Sean Spears.
Yes.
We love Tatum Paxley. Tatum's one of my favorite one in that group, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I thought this was good, man. Good for Lash. Lash looked great. She looked strong. Put Nia through the barricade. I said, oh, this was good. Gave her a lot of moments. So I'm hoping this gives, Lash a lot of momentum kind of going forward. Seems like even after Evolution, they kind of been giving Lash, a good push. About time. Yeah. About time. By the way, shout out to Jakara Jackson. She had a nice little match, too, as well on TNA. I said, look at both of these women. They departed, and they both looking strong. Hate to see it happen because they still could have did it together.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's just how life is.
What's Jakara Jackson's new name? Is it Mara something, correct?
Mara Sade.
I'm going to tell you what, man. Like, she has, I'll get back to you. I know you got to get back. But she has like this, I don't know what it is, but she reminds me so much of Sasha Banks. And I maybe it's the body frame and all that stuff, but she just has this look. And I'm not opposed to it, but she just has this Sasha Banks
lollipop.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Mercedes Moné. I'm talking about she has a Sasha Banks feel to her, but that's just me.
Her ring skills though, she's killing it.
She's doing
she's doing good. She's doing good. And then of course I gotta talk about the ruler, Hollywood Trick, 2-brand Trick, First Class Trick. The young OG moves. This was, probably one of my favorite segments. Okay, Javon coming out, calling Trick goofy as hell, and the crowd laughed. Even Oba even started chuckling. I said, man, this is good stuff here, man. Hey, Javon, young OG, I've been telling you, you're killing it on the mic, man. Trick, you delivered too, Trick. Didn't stumble, didn't fumble. The Hollywood Trick in you is definitely shining, bro. And I'm proud of you. I'm always proud of you. Hey, Oba, ruling as always, looking strong, sounding strong, and just being the ruler on the mic. I loved it, man. The whole segment was great. Sol Ruka finally defending the title. Thank God. I ain't never thought I'd see this woman ever defend the title again. But wanted to see Tatum Paxley win it. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
Not even going to lie. I thought it would have been interesting. And plus, I thought they could have told a story. Tatum Paxley has been trying to get that title since Sexy Red had it in her hands.
That's
people got to remember
sexy
that.
right there. That's sexy right there.
She's been trying to get that title since last year. So, come on, man. Just give it to Tatum. She would just thrive. And so we got to see what happens with it. But overall, I loved it. Josh, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
NXT cooking like always. So I'm going to actually start with the main event because I think Tatum Paxley, to me, is one of the most top 5 intriguing characters in all of WWE. The whole thing where she was looking for a friend and she was depressed, and the whole thing with the doll, like you said, does it give her powers? Is it her friend manifested? Is it there's so many potential stories to do with that doll that I like what the culling is doing because they're clearly using her. At least in my eyes, Izzy Dame is using her. They want to use her. And WWE NXT has potential to make Tatum Paxley one of the top baby faces in all of WWE. If they do this correctly, I think personally the culling is using her. I want to see I get the whole NXT North American Championship. She's been chasing after that. I think that could actually be pushed to sometime next year. And I'll tell you why. I want to see her, Tatum, and Izzy Dame actually go after the tag team titles. The other person that has the tag team titles that deals with dolls, Alexa Bliss. I want to see a story where Alexa maybe feels like, hey, I know what you mean, or I know the attachment you have to that doll. And Alexa could be honestly the only person that can talk to Tatum like, listen, they're not your friends. If anything, that doll is way more of your friend than they are. And just throw the seeds, plant seeds, start planting it in Tatum's head that they're using you, and use Alexa as that catalyst. And then when they finally lose those tag team titles, because I do want to see Izzy and Tatum actually beat Charlotte and them for the tag team titles. And then I want to see, give them a 2-month reign to have Alexa and Charlotte win it back, or whoever wins it back. And then boom, Izzy starts treating her like garbage. She starts treating her like trash. She starts degrading her to the way now Tatum is like, no, I'm over that. And then maybe have Izzy win the North American Championship, where now Tatum can win the North American Championship from her. There's just so many different directions I think this story could go that I'm so intrigued because it's Tatum Paxley and this whole I was depressed because I lost my friends and the doll is the only one giving me hope, and Izzy and the culling is using her. So I'm so intrigued with what they're going to do potentially. There's so many different ways they could go, or they could even just keep Tatum heel or turn Tatum completely, because Tatum's not heel right now. The whole match with her is so she could have done and taken advantage of the culling so many times that she didn't. As for Sol Ruka, when is she coming to the main roster? When? Because my gosh, her Soul Snatcher is going to eventually take over, in my opinion, the RKO as the out of nowhere move. Because she's right now doing it where, like, even yesterday on Tuesday with Tatum Paxley, I didn't see that coming. I mean, granted, she usually when somebody's bent over, that's when it's gonna come out of nowhere. But I still didn't see it coming. So when it comes out of nowhere, I'm like, is this gonna be the new RKO? Like, is this gonna really start coming out of nowhere? Like, is she gonna start doing different variations where next thing you know, she's gonna come off the apron outside of the ring and do it to somebody during the table? Like, there's just so many potential spots for that I cannot see Triple H not wanting her to come to the main roster to market the Soul Snatcher. Like, I there's not a world where I don't see that. But I gotta see Zarya turn on her first. I have to, because I don't know about y'all, but yesterday, like, not that it has anything to do with a heel turn, I could see Zarya getting inserted into the Last Legend Nia feud, because she could easily say, hey, Lash, why did you interfere in my girl's match last week? You could have potentially cost her the championship, and I don't like that. So boom, there goes the one match. Lash Zarya, Nia comes in, triple threat next heat wave. Boom. Even though I think it's going to be Lash and Nia 1-on-1 first, but to keep that feud interesting, eventually add Zarya in that, because Zarya, I don't want to see her as a manager / I'm gonna support you, girl. Like, do you support her, but get yours too? You know, get yours. Use the excuse.
Thank you.
Say that again.
Thank you. I've been saying that.
Just get her involved in something. Like, she's the female Brock Lesnar essentially. And I don't want to keep bringing up Brock because I'm not a huge Brock guy, but Zarya is that. If she don't do the F5, then who can we compare her to that does the F5? Brock. So I like the relationship they have and the friendship they have. So expand on that. Hey, you interfered in my girl's match. I don't like that. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, hey, so I'm getting beat up. Where are you to help me out? Right. There's just so many. Like, I love the NXT women's division. It is so stacked and with so many potential different ways they could go. I like to fantasy book a lot. And I like to see the potential of where stories can go. Even if they don't go there, I know it has potential to go there because it's like, we know Zarya is not going to stay with Sol Ruka forever. We know that. We know that Zarya is going to eventually turn on her. And even if she doesn't, even if they have the mutual split, still plant those seeds to where it could potentially happen. I love the women's division on NXT. And yeah, let's move on to the guys real quick. Oba, Trick, Javon, Moose, so many potential ways that could go too. Like, we could have a fatal 4-way at Heat Wave. We could have 2 separate 1-on-1 matches at Heat Wave. We could have a fatal 4-way where both titles are on the line. I don't think they're going to do that. I really don't. But it's just the potential of all these stories that could go somewhere. It makes it interesting because I want to see Moose whip that Trick, and I want to see my young OG get that title because, again, me with my fantasy booking, whether it's at next year's Stand and Deliver or even next year's Slammiversary, I want to see the young OG as the NXT champion versus Leon Slater as whatever championship he got. But I want to see that match. Because I knew about my first match with Leon Slater was this year's Slammiversary. But I learned about him because he was a Hardy Boy fan, and if you're a Hardy Boy fan, I'm a fan of you. So I was excited for that first match, and I'm watching it. I'm like, how old is he? He looked mad young. And then I'm like, oh, he's Javon's age. He's in that same bracket as Javon. So I want to see, because I love Javon's promo style. It seems like I'm talking
to raw, it's real.
Yeah, it feels like I'm talking to somebody on the street. Like, it feels like I just met up with one of my homies and we just chopping it up real quick. And I'm like, I like that for Javon. And with Leon, I didn't even know he was British. I didn't know that. So I'm like, oh, I could that pro, because he still gives me a little like young OG vibes. Like, he's still down, he's still hood, like he's still like. So I could imagine those even though they got very similar styles, and I think different styles make better matchups. But for some reason, I think their similar styles is just gonna make magic promo wise. I don't know who turns heel or what. Maybe you have Leon Slater turn on his mentor Jeff, because what better way to start your heel run than turning on somebody like a Jeff Hardy, because Jeff Hardy is beloved by everybody. So I'm excited with the top of the Sol Ruka, Tatum Paxley, and all that Lash, and I'm excited with all the main guys. And I'm actually thinking about it with Hank and Tank. Yeah, drop it to Dark State. I'm actually really thinking about it. Drop it to Dark State, because it's not like I like Hank and Tank, but is the titles really being that prominent on NXT television right now? Granted, the division itself is not the best, but Dark State has already popped up in TNA. So give the titles to Dark State. Hey, we'll have 2 members of Dark State defend on NXT this week, 2 members of Dark State defend on TNA this week. You could literally freebird rule that and just have them mix match every single match. Maybe, hey, you 2 are strictly for NXT, you 2 strictly for TNA, so that they can't get tired. They'll be fresh, ready to go every single week. So and then just have Hank and Tank in a comedy role, of course, but in a more serious role, chase those titles again. Like, all right, we had it, we didn't take it seriously, we lost it. Now let's lock in. So potential again, but are they gonna do it? I don't know, but I actually do see Dark State's kind of taking it now. These are two.
Well, look, so I'll piggyback off that. I think Hank and Tank are in a situation where that does happen to a lot of faces, where the chase for the title is better than the title reign. And I think that's where they are right now. They also are hurting because of the lack of NXT like legit tag team, like teams right now. What's happening in the NXT tag teams is what's happening to the main roster tag teams, and that's what you don't want. If you want tag team wrestling to come back, you gotta have like when Fraxium left, it's like, okay, well, what's happening now? Like they need that back in NXT at some point. So maybe the chase in that, is better for them. And I can see Dark State being the champions there, and it could work on both ends, especially since they've been coming out on TNA and stuff. So I can see that. One of the main things I want to talk about before I get to all the other fun stuff, two people. One, Mr. Dempsey, I want to talk about him. But I also want to talk about Mr. Lexis King. So my thing is this. We're talking about two guys who had famous fathers who have done amazing work in in the wrestling world. I think both guys could benefit from taking a page from their fathers. And I mean like a legit page from their fathers. I'm not saying be their fathers, but take maybe a hint of their characters and go with it. What made Brian Pillman amazing? The chaoticness, the craziness of Brian Pillman. We love Brian Pillman because we didn't know what Brian Pillman can do.
Right.
And I know Lexis King wants to do something on his own. I understand that. But it's okay to inherit some of that craziness that your dad brought to the ring, to the atmosphere, to the promos. He needs that. Right now, he's stale. They've given him the Heritage Cup. You had him in the crowd doing stuff. It just hasn't hit.
Yeah.
And I felt, I ain't gonna lie to you, when he was coming, I'm like, no, did he? When he was coming to NXT, I thought, man, he could have potential to do some really good things. They give him this name, all this stuff. I'm like, no, this is the time. Maybe not make him his dad. You don't have to be Brian Pillman Jr. You don't have to say all that. But I feel like you have to give him some of his characteristics in order to make him maybe this, really like enhance his character. And the same thing with Dempsey. We know, and I'm not talking about fun-loving, general manager William Regal. I'm talking about I beat up Goldberg for 8 minutes, William Regal, and made him like suffer. I'm talking about just the rugged street brawler. That is William Regal. I'm not telling you to be William Regal Jr. or anything like that. I need you to be yourself, but take some of those characteristics. I think those two guys have a lot of potential. And, they both look so much like their dads in certain aspects. And when you look at, especially when you look at Dempsey, like you can see his dad there.
Yeah.
He's got this long hair and he has the look of just a brawler. Use that. When I see those two guys, that's what I think. I'm like, this is a chance for you guys to really just, use some of your dad's characteristics, turn it into your own, and just go with it. But what we're getting is two guys that it looks like they're flailing. Lexis King is getting beat every time he turn around. Dempsey has gotten beat by everybody in his own crew, just so they can get out of the crew. And
I'm surprised Ren Seclarian beat him at this point.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, what do you do with these two guys? Use a little bit of their dads and use those personalities and keep that going. That's just something I've seen from that. I want to see them take the next level. Shout out to Nia Jax for being able to come down to NXT, reign supreme a little bit again. And what do you do in the process? Another reason why there's times I can really just love what Triple H does. What is he doing? He's bringing Nia Jax down there to help elevate Lash Legend eventually to the main roster. And if he's not doing that, then I don't know what he's doing. But that's what it feels like. And if he's going in that direction, this is perfect. Because now when you see Lash Legend on the main roster and she's going after Nia Jax, the storyline is already there. And then she can kind of push her way in the SmackDown or wherever she ends up going. So I like this rivalry that they have going, and the intensity of Nia Jax since she come to NXT is actually, I like the way Nia has been down there. Like, you know, she's talking her talk. I'm a women's champ. I remember when I don't beat legends. I don't beat Hall of Famers. Like she's talking her ish, and I'm like, yeah, like I like that, Nia. You keep doing your thing. So I like how all of that's kind of coming together. You know, the Trick, Oba, you know, Moose, OG, that speaks for itself. I'm not even gonna get into all that because y'all have already said all the greatness that needs to be said. What ends up happening, whatever way they go, is going to be great, and I'm here for it and waiting for it. But I do want to pick it back a little bit off of. Lastly, want to talk about Sol Ruka. I agree with Josh, man. It's time. Like, what are we doing here? It's time to go ahead and move her up. She has move up potential. But I also agree, like, I feel like the Zarya situation with her has been a long-term storytelling build, and you have to have that match at some point to solidify this whole reason why they even been together. Like, they just kind of, to me, they kind of just threw them together at one point, and then it's been happening for a long time. You know, and she was sold 2 belts until they slowly canceled Speed without telling anybody they canceled
Speed.
Speed.
Still got the other belt.
She still got the other belt, and they canceled the show and didn't even tell nobody. It was like, hey, yo, we done with this show. We're not even doing this anymore. But you can keep the belt if you want to. So I mean, and so I love what she's been able to bring to the ring. I said it last year. I don't know if it happens at some point, but I still think one day, maybe one day, not now. But I think Sol Ruka's going to make a great heel one day. I have a really good vibe about it. And maybe it's, like I say, I'm not even asking for it now, just down the road. I don't know what it is about her. I just vibe that she's going to make a great heel one day. So, but NXT, once again, the chef, like I said, it's either good or it's great. It's never bad. You're either going to be either good or great. NXT never goes below that line. And when the day it happens, I will call them out on it. But I'm going to give them a pass because it's always been good or great.
Right. It's a difference when you're consistently all the time good compared to where you're like 2 weeks good, 2 weeks bad, 1 week good, 2 weeks bad. It's the inconsistency with the main roster that makes us love NXT so much.
Because it's always good or it's either great. And it's never below that. So shout out. Shout out to the chef. I know we shout him out every week, but he's my number 2 all time. So you know I'm gonna shout out Shawn Michaels. So you the man. You the man.
That's a fact.
Oh man, but you know, we talked about all the great things that happened with NXT. Now it's time to talk about the best part of the end of the week. We're gonna Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, man. Friday Night SmackDown. Let's go.
Man, SmackDown. Look, I ain't gonna lie. SmackDown was good. Pretty decent. Not gonna lie, pretty entertaining show. Because of course, you know, we had the Never Seen 17 start off the show. Talked about a situation with him and Brock Lesnar, and you know, said a few things that he was a little afraid. And I said, "Come on, John, what are you afraid of Brock for, bro? Come on." Anyway, I love the promo though. John Cena is back. He said and I like how he still calls himself the last real champion. I say, you know what, John? You just added yourself a whole another name to yourself. But this was good. And just a part of this was just kind of crazy because then, of course, Logan Paul comes out and, you know, he tries to set up a match. At first, you know, they're thinking that the match is going to happen that night. And he said, no, it's going to be Clash of Paris. No, Bland, I low-key feel you on that, man, for real. And then, of course, Drew comes out, and he starts to beat the hell out of John Cena. But then, of course, Cody Rhodes comes out, comes and saves the day. Classic Cody run-in, you know, gets his head tilted, runs down, you know, has the little Homelander face, does all that good stuff. Comes out, and, of course, it's a tag team match for the main event of the night. Then we flash forward to the MFTs, man, going up against the Motor City Machine Guns. You know, honestly, the Motor City Machine Guns, they cut a promo backstage. They said that this was their night to getting back to the titles and being back to being champions. That they've been champions everywhere else, which is 100% a fact. But then once I kind of seen who they were going out up against, I said, maybe not today, fellas. Maybe not today. You went up against Tala Tonga and Jeff Cobbs. I don't know what you was thinking, man. This man is like triple the size of you. Pause. Then of course Solo, doing what he does. Come on, man.
I love
see that
I love Solo, baby.
Oh,
saying he ain't really have no competition. He's not wrestling out here. Why would I do it in this town? They was ready to celebrate. But of course, Adam, it wasn't even my fault, not even Adam Pearce. Good old Nick Aldis, man. Nick comes out, tells Solo, well, guess what? We got a hometown person out here that will go up against you. And at first I thought, what if it's Kevin Owens? That's the first thought I thought, because I said, man, well, this is his hometown. I said, if Kevin Owens just came back, that'd be dope. But no. Who do we get?
Yeah, man. Sexiest last name in wrestling.
Yeah.
We're waiting for it, but it didn't happen. That's okay.
But we got the good old lovable loser himself, Sami Zayn, being a Solo in a non-title match. And honestly, now, of course, this raises some eyebrows. This raises some questions. This says to people, does Sami Zayn deserve a U.S. title opportunity? Hell no.
God, no.
Who deserves one? Carmelo Hayes. Because he tried to go backstage and get one. But The Miz stopped him and tried to get it. Man, anyway. Then we flash forward. It's just ridiculousness.
It's out of control.
To Charlotte and Alexa, man. Look, they were out here celebrating. Charlotte giving Alexa some gifts. It was Alexa Bliss's birthday. You know what I'm saying? So Charlotte gives Alexa Lily and also shows another new tag team partner for Lily, Charlie.
Charlie looked crazy. Yeah, Charlie looked crazy, bro.
Charlie looks insane. Crowd starts chanting for Charlie. They go crazy. But then good old the Karen herself, Chelsea Green, comes out in the Secret Service.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Out there and says that nobody should be celebrating her hometown. It should be the celebration for her. But of course, Charlotte says, I'll do you another gift. I will whoop Chelsea Green's ass tonight. And good old Nick Aldis comes out. He declares and he wishes Alexa Bliss happy birthday. And also, it's a new ref. So we got a new ref that night. And of course, then we got the match with Charlotte and Chelsea Green, with Charlotte Flair getting the dub. Of course, Chelsea Green trying to hit an unprettier on Charlotte Flair with the cake. That was not happening. Charlotte Flair reversed. And of course, the good old Karen herself, Chelsea Green, getting the unprettier to the face from the cake. And man, that was a funny sight to see. And of course, we flash forward to R-Truth and John Cena backstage, even before the main event, we had these guys talking, man, and this was good, man. Honestly, R-Truth telling John Cena, looking both of them at each other, saying that they're back. I worry now for my man R-Truth, because when I see you hit that kick, I said, come on, Truth, this ain't supposed to be you. You ain't supposed to be doing nothing all funny no more. You supposed to be Ron Killings. So I don't know what this foolishness was, but at the same time, this was good. This was wholesome. Felt good. Felt right. John Cena, R-Truth talking. So this was good. Then we flash forward to the main event of the night with good old John Cena and Cody Rhodes going up against Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Of course, it ended in the DQ. Logan Paul giving the Paul Heyman nut treatment. Pause. John Cena just giving him the treatment, ended in the DQ, and honestly, to the point where Drew McIntyre started to beat the hell out of Cody. And then this was even the better sight to see. Drew McIntyre claymoring Cody Rhodes' head through the announce table. And man, was this a great sight to see, because this was the finish right here.
He prayed.
He prayed. The man, Drew McIntyre, prayed. And when he prayed for a miracle, bad things happened. Man, look, Drew looked good. He didn't say a damn thing on the mic this week. He literally just was about all that talk, man. Just doing what he had to do. I loved it. You attacked John Cena. You attacked Cody Rhodes. The way he was staring at the title. I said, yeah, Drew, get what's yours. This is good. Now, I'm not going to say that, I want to see Cody lose the title. No, I don't. Because, of course, that'd be too fast. But this is a good potential. This is a good potential storyline to Cody and Drew. This is good. I like to see this. This is who they should have started off with at first. Well, I'm not going to say that because, Drew and Punk and Damien was doing their own thing. So that was a whole separate thing. But this is a good person to put up against for Cody's title reign. This is who you need. You need somebody like Drew McIntyre that can put in for these miracles. You need somebody that's amazing on the mic, good on the mic. That man has a prayer life that I've never seen before, okay? That prayer life of his, unsustained. You can't match it, okay? You see how this man prays daily.
Where's the shirt at? Where's the shirt?
I prayed. I need it.
I'm buying it immediately.
But this is good, man. This is good for Cody. Cody looks like he might be in trouble. I like how they're telling the story so far. Drew, please get on the mic, do wonders, and they need to kind of tell the story for a good little minute because honestly, they need to have really good heels for Cody. If y'all gonna make Cody this baby face, give him good heels, and this is a good one to start off with. Josh, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Oh man, where do I start? I was actually surprised, unless they're saving it for Survivor Series. I was surprised there was no Brock. Maybe they don't want to do Cena versus Brock at Clash of Paris, but I was surprised. I just didn't want Logan Paul as the backup plan. Like, personally speaking, that was my biggest down of the entirety of the week. Logan. And you know what? Maybe give Triple H credit. Maybe this is the reaction he wanted out of me. We have so many old school rivals of Cena that is like I would even take the Miz. Just even if it's like a 2-week rivalry and it ends on SmackDown next week, I would have rather see that. So that was my biggest down of the week. Even though I do give Logan Paul the credit, he's I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying he's whack. I'm not even saying he's a bad heel. Everything about Logan is what you want in a heel. It's everything. Maybe that's why I got this reaction. I didn't just want to see Logan. But with that being said, I'm going to start with the main event again. Oh, man. This title reign is already better than Cody's first one. Just because he's going against somebody who is starting off as a heel, unlike AJ and Kevin that started off as faces and then turned heel. I like that he's getting a heel off rip and a heel at the caliber of Drew. If Becky's crazy on the mic, we know Drew crazy on the mic too. So we know he's going to say some reckless things to Cody. And it started with that Claymore through the table. It started something so simple like that is going to make this rivalry feel way more special than anything I feel like Cody had in the past. Not that it was bad in the past. I don't think Cody's title reign was even bad. I'll be honest. I just started off slow, but it picked up steam once his opponents turned heel. So an opponent that is already starting off his heel in the caliber of Drew, that is going to be fire. I can't wait till he starts praying for Cody's downfall. Like, I really want to see a segment where he brings out a mat, he gets on the knees, brings out the rosary beads, and just starts praying in the middle of the ring. Like, we haven't seen that. I just want to see that. That's going to be gold. I know it because Drew, he just makes things work. Drew is just on that level now where he makes everything work. So that was that. I'm excited for that. I'm actually excited for the MFT going after the tag team titles. I am like, one, they can't just get a title match, so they have to start beating these tag teams, right? Start with the Motor City Machine Guns, former tag team champs. Bet you still don't get a title shot. Now you got to beat another team. Let them start going through teams to where now the Wyatt Six is like I just think that is going to be amazing. Why? Only because of Solo. can you imagine? You want to fight me now tonight in this dark? Like, I just see Solo making the facial expressions when it comes like the dark, spooky stuff. We've never seen Solo in that environment. So now that Solo's gonna be essentially,
that would actually really be funny. That would really be funny.
hilarious.
Oh my goodness! There's two people I wanted to see beef with the Y6. I'm getting one of them right now. The other one was Dom Mysterio. Dom Mysterio would have been perfect at last year to beef with them, but since that obviously is not the case right now, Solo is like just their characters. His character is just not made to, I feel like, believe in that. But at the same time, he's gonna be like, wait a minute, like I want to now see Uncle Howdy go after the U.S. title, essentially. Like, if that's the case, I want to see Uncle Howdy go after that title. I want to see Big Red go against Tala Tonga. That's his name, right? Tala Tonga?
Yeah, Tala.
Yeah, Tala. I want to see him go against Tala.
So many Tongas.
So many Tongas. But where's the main Tongan? Like, where's Tama Tonga? Like, I want to know what's good with him. Like, is he gonna come back and help the MFT, or is he gonna be the guy to be like, hey, wait a minute, you talking about you finally got your family together, but I was with your family. So what do you mean you finally got them together? Shouldn't you say that when I'm there? So I want to see that inner war again. I don't know. Like, I want to keep Jacob away from that actually now, which also I'm surprised him and Randy wasn't on the show this week. I thought that was a little bit weird, especially because Jacob had that big splat moonsault off the cage. So you probably have thoughts that maybe they're not done with that. Same thing with Randy. Like, oh, Jelly Roll's not here no more, so I'm gonna go chill, do my own thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe Dumb being off the show was a good thing because it did give us I think it was 4 matches, and they felt like 10, 15-minute matches, all of them, which is a good thing because a lot of people say that because WWE is just entertainment, they don't really focus on the wrestling. I feel like this week's SmackDown focused on the wrestling a lot. I liked Alexa, or who was it? Charlotte and Chelsea. Sorry, I thought that was entertaining. First of all, I want to go to Charlotte in particular, because everybody loves Alexa. Like, that's without a shadow of a doubt. She was always going to be cheered when she come back. But I think if we could go behind the curtain real quick, is Charlotte the person that I started to feel bad for, because she actually wanted, from what I read, she went to whoever, Triple H or whoever she had to go to, and she wanted her character to not be presented as a face and as a baby face because it was affecting her as a person. So to see her actually genuinely getting cheered and to see her actually genuinely having fun, I enjoy it. Because when she made the tag team title match, out of nowhere, that still fits the Charlotte character. Hey, I'm Charlotte. I just asked for a tag team title match, Lexi, and we got it. Wow. Who would have thought that I would be here saying, like, you know what, Charlotte? Use your power to just randomly get title matches. Because screw it. It's actually leaving Alexa in the title picture, leaving her in a story, and not just having the cheap pop of Alexa coming back, but us not using her. Now we're using her in a way where it's getting Charlotte cheered by me. Forget the fans real quick. Forget everybody else. I hate Charlotte from NXT. Like, I don't like Charlotte, the character, because of just the years and years and damn near a decade of her terror. Like, forget Roman's 4-year terror. Charlotte's 10-year terror beats that. I don't care what anybody says. So to see her in this position now, because this reminds me of what they tried to do with Matt Riddle and Randy Orton a few years ago. That Randy Orton was that heel for a long time. Yeah, Matt Riddle was that lovable, just goofy.
Hey, Randy.
Like the way, like, oh man, it was just so
Randy.
So not a Matt Riddle fan. I'm so glad he gone. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. You good. I wasn't a Matt Riddle fan at first anyway, but it was until that team up where it was like, okay, I see the comedic chops from Matt Riddle. Like, I see it now, but I get it. So I see that with Charlotte right now, and I'm happy for Charlotte. And I think because Becky with the IC title and Charlotte with the tag team titles and how they're both elevating those titles, I feel something big is going to happen with Bayley soon. because she's already voiced before in the past that, hey, how come I don't get the same treatment that these two get? And I'm part of the 4 horsewomen.
Right.
So I know I'm segueing to a Raw thing real quick, but I see Bayley doing something to one of the 2 4 horsewomen between Becky and Charlotte, to where, and probably Charlotte being that she's the face at the moment, and you're not gonna get a boo attacking Becky. So I predicted this on Wednesday, I believe. I still see Lyra going to SmackDown as a heel, but I could also see her teaming with Bayley as a heel. I know it's going to seem so far-fetched. I know it's like, nah, I don't see that happening. But just that interaction on Raw, I don't know. But I just like to see Charlotte in this position now where it's like I could genuinely cheer for Charlotte, and I could see that she's enjoying herself. And I like that. I think SmackDown was just good wrestling this week, actually, which is they don't do that a lot, where it's just like they have majority of the show wrestling. So I appreciated that. I liked it. It was good. It was entertaining. I really don't like the Cena Logan Paul thing, but as long as Cena wins, that's all I care about.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's so funny you said something about Cena and Logan Paul. My only thing is why. Don't care about it.
Right.
And look, I know Cena is the one that picked his opponent, so obviously he sees some potential in Logan Paul. So, by all means, I mean, if that's what Cena wants, I guess that's what Cena gets. The only thing I need from Cena, I don't care what he does. He got 11, 10 shows. If you don't do
11 days left.
11 days. If you don't do Dr. Thugonomics once, I disown you forever. I don't care how great this final run is. I need one more, just one.
Yeah, because why does CM Punk do it? But
if CM Punk can give me at least a hint of it, that made me smile. I was more happy about that than anything. But I need the man, the John Cena that I love, which is Thugonomics John Cena, the one that I love and care about. I need him at least once. I'm not asking for a lot. You teased him a couple years ago at
WrestleMania 35.
That was it.
I still watch that to this day.
I need it one more time. That's all I'm asking. You can make it the last one. I don't really care. One night only. One night only, baby. That's all I'm asking.
One night Bates.
That's right. One night Bates. So shout out to One Night Bates. So I need that one time. Now, I want to give love to Chelsea Green, because when if we've all watched Unreal, which I think we have by now, one of the writers came up with an idea, which I thought, as he was saying, it was like, I'm like, people would be pissed, but I loved it when he said that they should have made Chelsea Green the 30th person in the Rumble, and then have the 29 and 28 people eliminate themselves. So when she comes out, she's already the winner. That is the most perfect way for Chelsea Green to win the Rumble. I am petitioning right now that I don't know if you do it that way or not, but if you decided to do it that way, I would be okay with it. Chelsea Green I know she's a Canadian national treasure, but she is a national treasure to me. Her work that she has done since she's come back has been amazing. They took the title from her in the U.S. front way too early. Way too early.
She still could have been cooking with that title now.
Right. And it makes, to have the Hervis is great. Don't get me wrong. But the Hervis purpose was to protect the U.S. champion. So now you have the Hervis and you don't have the U.S. championship. That's whoever thought of that and made that the move. I love Zelina Vega to death. It wasn't the move. I love Julia. It wasn't the move right
Julia
now.
with Kiana James ain't bad now.
No, it's not. It's not. And I don't. That's why I'm not taking anything away from Julia. But just imagine if you do that a little bit down the road and have Chelsea lose. And look, Chelsea's been one of the MVPs in the women's division. Mm-hmm. She goes down to NXT, she cooks. She goes to Raw, she cooks. She goes when she's in SmackDown, she's cooking. Every spot, every time she's out there, she's doing great things. I felt like she should have won the Money in the Bank 2 years ago, and they didn't give it to her. But I'm telling you now, if you want to see a great run for WrestleMania for a woman, for the women's side, you give Chelsea Green the Royal Rumble win. If you don't give her that, you at least give it Elimination Chamber. You need to have Chelsea Green in your main event match at either WrestleMania for WrestleMania, and one of them. I don't really care which one. I really do think they're doing her a disservice, because imagine her as world champion. Imagine Chelsea Green as world champion with the Hervis behind her is just magic. And here's the thing. We talk about how like Tiffany's run has been a little stale. Imagine that this is Chelsea Green. She's going to be entertaining. She gives you what Solo's giving the U.S. title now. She's going to be entertaining, and she can wrestle. She got a great finishing move, and if she sneaks through for 8 months because of the Hervis, you're still believing her as your world champion. Triple H, I don't know. You probably never listened to me before, and that's okay. But if you ever somehow come across this Triple H, you got gold right there in your back pocket. Go ahead and make Chelsea Green the winner. I know we got months to figure that out, but make that happen. I just had to give Chelsea Green her love, man, because every time she's amazing. Another person that I shouldn't even need to really give love to, but you guys have already talked beautifully about him, and that's Drew McIntyre. Drew, you know how I feel about Drew. Drew, like when we did our drafts a couple years ago, Drew was my number one pick. Why? Because I was waiting for heel Drew. Where we've gotten heel Drew now for like a year or so. And what Drew is doing right now is perfect. And the fact that he's also a guy who has not had that title long enough to enjoy it and really truly just he's the top heel in the company. You can make your there's a lot of people that you can put in that loop and say, well, what about Seth Rollins or what about Drew McIntyre is amazing on the mic. He's amazing in the ring. And every storyline he's been in, he has made magic. He has made the way he kicked Jelly Roll. Hey, the way he's Claymore Jelly Roll those last two, I was just cheesing. I was like, that's all I could do is laugh because shout out to Jelly Roll for selling both of them because he sold both of them. And that's hard to do. And he sold both of them beautifully. But what Drew McIntyre does on a day-to-day basis or, a week-to-week basis, absolute gold. Make this man greatness. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to the MFTs. Shout out to Charlotte and Charlie and all that fun stuff. But I'm telling you right now, those two elements have to happen. And, last thing, when I saw the picture, I laughed. Tungaloa. We got Tungaloa here. You got my man Kaz or Mateo, whatever you want to call it. But my favorite guy, my man, Tungaloa, whatever.
Tungaloa.
But Samoan X-Pac, ladies and gentlemen. Samoan X-Pac, right there for those people out there. I can't unsee it now. But it was a great SmackDown.
That's that hair.
Chelsea Green, Drew McIntyre, make it happen. Make it happen.
Man. Yeah, man. Oh, man. But, we talked about some of these great things with SmackDown, and honestly, this was good. This was good stuff with SmackDown, man. I ain't gonna lie. Some parts were thrown together, some parts felt like, but I did enjoy it. One of the things, there was a segment with Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and of course with Julia and Kiana James. I thought that was interesting. Yeah. Jade talking about, I'll beat you next time. I was like, just stop it, Jade.
Nietzsche was involved in that too.
What do we do with Jade from here? Because I don't like.
I think the U.S. title. That's what it seems like they might be going with.
And that's fine. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like either Tiff or her needed to go heel. Agreed. And one of them have to go heel. And I don't think they're going to make Tiffany heel because they want her to be whoever they want her to be right now. So if you're going to make Jade heel, do it now. And this is going to sound racist, and I'm just going to go ahead and apologize now. But this is just the way it's been portrayed. People of color make great heels. People of color make great heels. It's been that way for a long time. I'm telling you right now. And you know why they make great heels? Because if they're, Latino or if they're African American or whatever, the attitudes are different.
Yeah.
The attitudes The attitudes work. Look at look at what Trick, like you said, look at what Trick is doing. You know what I'm saying? Look what Naomi is doing.
Naomi. Look at how different Carmelo is as a face right now.
That's what I'm saying. And when unfortunately, that's just what it is. We've all been portrayed as bad guys for outside of wrestling reasons. So when it comes to wrestling, it just works. Right. So all I'm saying is Just go in and make it happen. If you're going to make her heel, make her heel. She was great as a heel in AEW. I don't know why we haven't jumped on that opportunity here on WWE. I think they tried to make the face thing work, and it's okay. It's just not happening. It's okay. Just go make it happen. That's all. I just
make her heel. That's it.
Make it happen. Come on.
That's it. Oh man. But as always, please make sure y'all follow all of our social medias. And y'all already know what I'm about to say with that, man. Come on. Facebook, we on that. Instagram, we on that. X, we on that. TikTok, we on that as well. And of course, we always appreciate the love and support that y'all keep giving us. And of course, like I tell you all the time, man, love and like and support and subscribe, man. And always throw in some comments because you know what, we're going to be responding back. And you know, we're going to keep giving you that content the exclusive way. As always, man, y'all already know what it is, man. But, you know, we talked about some of those great things with Monday Night Raw, you know, with the Vision, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, the OTC. Talked about some of the great things with NXT, you know, the Chef cooking it up with Trick, Oba, Young OG, Moose, and, of course, the Big Lash. And you know how we had to talk about with SmackDown, you know what I'm saying, with, you know, Charlotte, Alexa Bliss, the Never Seen 17, Logan Paul. But of course, the man that plays Drew McIntyre.
He prays. Where's the shirt at WWE? I pray. It's just going to say, I pray.
I pray. Come on.
You can wear that shirt to church.
Come on, man.
It works.
I prayed.
So why are you wearing a wrestling shirt here? I prayed.
I prayed. Come on. That's it. But I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. We had the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive, and we had my man Josh up on here as well.
The building, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, man. No. Because we are the Exclusive Knights, and we always strive to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to always ensure that your nights will never be the same.
That's Trick. Come on, everybody. That's Trick.
That's Trick.